Hi moms, welcome back to Mommy Mo Hair Care, where we help you care for your child's Afro-textured hair with ease and with confidence. Now today we're talking about something that many moms overlook, but it actually makes a huge difference in how well your child's hair holds moisture. Drum roll, hair porosity. Now, you've probably heard terms like low porosity, medium porosity, and high porosity. But what do they really mean? And how do they affect how we care for our children's hair? Now, I'm sure you have heard of the very famous water test for hair porosity. It turns out it's not the very best method for checking porosity. Today, I'm going to explain science-backed ways to determine your child's porosity and how to care for their unique hair type with confidence. All right, so join me and let's break it all down in a simple and practical way. Just before we dive in, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you never miss a video from my channel. So, what is hair porosity? Well, simply put, hair porosity is your hair's ability to absorb and retain moisture. It's determined by how open or how tight the hair's cuticle layers are. Now you may be wondering, but what is the cuticle? Relax, I will explain. The cuticle is like the outer layer of the hair strand. It consists of overlapping like scales, so they can lie flat, be slightly raised, or very open. Now, hair porosity isn't something you guess with a water test, which is sadly unreliable. Instead, I personally find that it is much better to lean on the real science and the consistent behavior of your child's hair to determine porosity type. Now, why should we even bother about porosity? Well, anyway, according to the International Journal of Trichology, porosity influences water retention and product absorption due to structural differences in the hair's cuticle. This was a study done by Kamath and Hornby in 2006. Also, a 2015 article in the Journal of Clinical and Aesthetic Dermatology notes that cuticle integrity directly influences how hair retains moisture and responds to conditioning. So knowing your child's hair porosity is quite important if you want to care for their hair properly. Like I mentioned before, I typically prefer not to rely on the water test to determine porosity. Sometimes I feel there could be stuff that renders the test unreliable. For example, is the hair clean? Is it freshly washed? Is it damaged? Etc. These are some things which could actually make the test inaccurate. Now let us determine our children's porosity based on how the hair behaves instead. So there are three types of porosity. You have low porosity, you have medium porosity, and you have high porosity. Now in low porosity hair, the cuticles, like I explained earlier, they kind of lie flat, they're compact against each other. You can also say that they are tightly packed. Now, it is usually quite difficult for water and your products to get into the hair shaft. In medium porosity, the cuticles are slightly raised, so this makes it easy for water and products to move into the hair shaft. It also means that moisture can pass out of the hair shaft, but not at a very fast or high rate. Finally, there is high porosity, and I'm sure you can already guess the cuticles are very raised or very open. Moisture and products, they get into the hair extremely easily and also come out very easily. If your child's hair is low porosity, then you would observe stuff like it takes a long time to get fully wet, water tends to bead on it, products often sit on top rather than absorb into the hair, and after it gets fully wet, it takes forever to dry. Again, this means that the cuticle is tightly closed, so moisture finds it hard to enter. But once it's in, it stays in for a long time. Often, this type of hair will feel smooth and it can look shiny due to the compact cuticle layer. Because of the difficulty in absorbing moisture and products, this can actually lead to product buildup on the hair. It may feel dry or brittle despite your best moisturizing efforts, and it can be resistant to chemical treatment or styling. It may tangle less due to the smooth cuticle layer, but it can still experience tangling if the hair is not properly moisturized. Okay, that's low porosity. Now, if your child's hair is medium porosity, then you would observe stuff like it absorbs water without too much effort, it responds well to most products, and it retains moisture for a reasonable amount of time. Now, this type of hair balances moisture absorption and retention very well. Usually, this type of hair, it will feel soft, it will feel smooth, and it is manageable. Tangling is moderate, but it's manageable with proper care. Okay, this type of hair can become frizzy in humid conditions, but this is generally controllable. Split ends may develop over time, especially with excessive heat styling or chemical treatments, but it holds styles well and responds moderately to chemical treatments. People or children with this type of porosity are the lucky ones. All right, the cuticle is slightly open and balanced. Moisture goes in and stays in fairly easily. All right. Finally, if your child's hair is high porosity, then what you would observe are it gets soaked very quickly, it dries out very fast, it gets frizzy easily, and it often feels rough or brittle to the touch. This means that the cuticle is too open or too lifted. Moisture escapes quickly and needs constant replenishing. It often feels dry, or would I say coarse to the touch, due to the gaps in the cuticle layer. Now, this type of hair is very, very prone to frizziness, very prone to tangling and matting due to how rough the cuticles are and how they keep like sticking to each other. I have personally experienced this with my second daughter's hair, so I'm talking from a bit of experience. It also tends to form knots really easily. Now, this type of hair may develop split ends a lot more easily, especially at the ends of the hair. It can be prone to breakage because the hair structure is kind of weak. Well, yeah, and it often lacks shine and feels rough to the touch, like I said before. Now, if you take the time to properly observe your child's hair, you should be able to put your child's hair into one of these three categories. You can even keep a hair journal for your child or children, and this doesn't have to be anything complicated. Okay, just open the notes app on your phone and note down what you observe on wash days and when you want to style your child's hair. You can take note of how long it takes to get fully wet, how long it takes to dry, how products behave on the hair, and if it tangles easily or freezes easily or not easily. Over time, you should see a pattern emerge, which you can then use to infer. Now, this is why it's usually a good idea to handle your child's hair by yourself from time to time. If you outsource hair care a lot, and if you outsource to a salon or a stylist who is not very hair literate, they may not be able to tell you your child's hair porosity, and so they may not also be caring for your child's hair the way that it should ideally be cared for, because they are lacking in the basic knowledge of the unique needs of your child's hair. Now that we know how to determine porosity, now let us learn how best to care for each of these porosity types so that our children's hair health can reach its full potential, and you can also achieve those lofty goals that you have for your children's hair. All right, so for low porosity, I would suggest that you use lightweight water-based products to help penetrate the hair. Try to apply the products to damp hair to enhance absorption. Now, this means you need to use like a hydrating mist or use clean water in a spray bottle before you apply your leave-in conditioner. Okay, you can also apply your leave-in conditioner like straight out of the shower or while your child is still in the shower, like on wash days. Okay, you also want to use heat during deep conditioning to open up the cuticle slightly so that the moisture and the product can penetrate properly and actually be effective. Please avoid using heavy oils and butters that can sit on top of the hair and lead to product buildup. Try to use warm water throughout the wash day, because the warmth from the water, the heat from the water, it will help to lift the cuticles. And you can also use a clarifying shampoo every like 4 to 6 weeks or as needed to remove any buildup that can have happened. All right, ingredients to focus on are humectant, stuff like glycerin, honey. All right, now if your child has medium porosity hair, things are a bit easier. You can stick with a balanced routine with regular moisturizing and protein treatments. Use a good leave-in conditioner, and then of course seal with oil to prevent dryness. Now this type of hair, it responds so well to a variety of products, so you can experiment, try and find what works best for your child's hair. When you find what their hair likes, you just need to stick to it and stay consistent with the care routine. Okay, for medium porosity hair, you will want to avoid over manipulation or aggressive styling, and you should also protect the hair from excessive heat and try not to use chemicals. Okay, stick to simple styling techniques and practices. Finally, for high porosity hair, you need to use heavier, more occlusive products to lock in the moisture. These are like products which have shea butter, cocoa butter, mango butter, castor oil. These are all great natural options as sealants for this hair type. Regular deep conditioning and protein treatments, which contain some form of hydrolyzed protein, please, are essential to maintain the integrity of the hair strands. And you always need to seal the tips of the hair with oil or butter. Remember that this type of hair is very prone to splitting. Okay, hot oil treatments are also great for this hair type. You can try oils like coconut oil, you can try olive oil, almond oil, avocado oil. Okay, warm them up a bit, apply to the hair either overnight or for a couple of hours before you wash. Please avoid excessive use of heat for styling, and please just stay away from chemical treatments to prevent any further damage to the hair. Okay, the kind of ingredients that you need to look out for in your conditioners, your masks, your leave-in treatments: behentrimonium chloride, centrimonium chloride, behentrimonium methylsulfate, polyquaternium 7, and a couple of other polyquats. Now these are great for high porosity hair because they help to smooth down the hair cuticle, they reduce frizz, they reduce tangles, improving slip and softness, and they also help to repair the hair. Now you may say, I now know all this, so why does it matter for me as a mom? Well, throughout the video, I'm sure there have been pointers to this. Okay, understanding your child's hair porosity, it helps to reduce your frustration. You no longer need to wonder why a product works for one child and it doesn't work for another. Okay, and it also helps you shop better for hair care products. It helps you to moisturize better, and you can also manage wash days with less stress. Most importantly, I think it helps you bond with your child as you can confidently meet their hair's unique needs. All right, so now in the spirit of helping you, I've attached a free hair porosity chart which you can download. It's in the description box, as well as a hair porosity journal. Just really simple stuff to help you determine what your child's hair porosity is. So that will be all from me today. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with another mom who might actually need it. You can also please give it a thumbs up. It really helps and supports the channel. And remember, your child's hair is not difficult. It just needs the right kind of care. Till I see you next time, please stay encouraged and keep nurturing that beautiful bond with your child through hair care. Bye.